Hey everybody, what's up Wednesday? Even though it's a Thursday today. I know I'm a little bit behind, but today we're asking the question, what's up with usernames on Fiverr? That's right. Fiverr Talks is back with a What's Up Wednesday on an actual Thursday here. I know I'm a little behind, but I've got a great What's Up Wednesday for you today that we're going to cover. And we're going to be talking all about the usernames on Fiverr. How big of a deal are they? What you should be doing or thinking about with your username, and some facts you need to know about usernames in general. But before we jump in and get started, let me introduce myself. My name is Joel Young. I'm a top-rated seller on Fiverr, have been since 2013 under the Fiverr username DJ Young, and you've got me here on the road. I'm mobile, in my RV, traveling the country, bringing you these videos. And I've been a seller on Fiverr for long enough to have picked up some really insightful knowledge along the way. And if you're looking for a mentor, a Fiverr mentor on your journey, then join me over on Patreon. It's patreon.com/DJYoung. The link is below. We go deeper every single week with an exclusive video on Fridays. There's hours of backlog content there that you'll get instant access to as soon as you join. So hop on over there and check it out if you're ready to take your Fiverr journey seriously. And today we're asking the question, what's up with Fiverr usernames? Now, if you have a Fiverr account, you know that you had to choose a username when you started that account. You may not have given that username much thought, but the truth is, it's the very first thing that you will actually have the ability to impact your buyer with. They look at your username and it tells them a few things. Now, what I'm going to tell you up front is that unfortunately, there is no way to change your username. So a lot of these tips are going to be about how to make your username work for you, because many of you, if you're watching this channel, probably already have Fiverr accounts. But if you don't yet have a Fiverr account, let me just urge you to think very closely and very carefully about your username, what you're going to pick, why you're going to pick it. And in fact, if you haven't picked your username yet, I've got 3 things that you need to know about a username. A good username is descriptive, it's recognizable, and it's memorable. So if you're going to pick a username, you're going to write your own username, make sure it's those 3 things. Because really on Fiverr, your username is your brand. And that's where we're going to spend the bulk of our time today talking about usernames, because a lot of you, if not all of you, already have a username. You've already chosen it. For instance, my username on Fiverr is DJ Young. And one of the things I learned very quickly is that that is a double-edged sword, because I chose it because it was quick, it was short, and it's my initials. My first name's Daniel, middle name's Joel, so Daniel Joel DJ Young. But because I started in the voicing industry, voice acting, people assumed, hey, this guy's a radio DJ, or he's a party or a club DJ. Like, no, I'm not that kind of DJ. I'm just the kind of DJ that has initials that are D and J. So I learned very quickly that your username says something about you, and it is your brand on Fiverr. So you have to be really careful with how you use that username that you have, and what you can do with it once it's already set. Because like I said, you can't change it. That's something that I looked into extensively, because I started things out as an individual. I grew my individual work, my freelancing career, into a business, and I would love to rename my username or my account under a business name, but I'm just not able to do that. And really, at the end of the day, I probably wouldn't want to do it, because many people know me under my username. They've saved me, my gig profile. And so they're even though they're really still working with me indirectly and sometimes more directly, I've realized that that username is your brand. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how to use that username that you already have, and how to blend that with the use of your real name. Because on Fiverr, there are these 2 personas that are existing simultaneously. On one side, you have your username, which is your screen name. It's displayed next to your gig, next to your profile picture, your offering. And then when you're communicating with people, you should be using your real name. Now, I'll start by saying that not everybody does that, but I think you should be. I've always done that. I think it's really important to make everything you do on Fiverr personal. Make it about a person. And I would encourage you to sign messages with your name. Even though your username is there, sign messages with your name. Make a personal connection. Tell people your name, because in the process of working with you, you want them to see you as a person, not as a stale identity behind a username. You want them to see you as a person. So make sure you realize that while your username is your brand, your real name is your humanity. It's your personality, the personality of your services, of your communication, of all these things. And you want to make sure that that shines through, that is given enough daylight for people to have empathy when there are problems and work with you and leave you great reviews. And all that comes from real humanity, kind of exchanges and emotions in chats and messages. So make sure you're using your real name alongside your username. And make sure that whenever you're referring to yourself outside of Fiverr, you're referring to your username. I don't say, hey, my name is Joel Young, find me on Fiverr. No, because if you go and search my name, you're not going to find me. Anything I do outside of Fiverr refers to me as DJ Young, my username, so that people can find me. In fact, you may or may not know this, everyone has their main user page as fiverr.com/your username. So anybody could quickly look up anybody's main page. It shows all your gig offerings. It shows everything about you, a little blurb, all your ratings, most recent ratings, portfolio, all kinds of good stuff that we've talked about in past videos. It's in there. And so you always want to make sure you're referring to your username when you're outside of Fiverr, but when you're inside and communicating, refer to yourself as your real name, because it is important and it will help you to close deals. Now, 5 minutes into this video, you might be asking yourself, have we really spent 5 whole minutes talking about usernames and what's up with usernames? And the truth is, yes, we have. You see, what most Fiverr sellers don't realize is that their username is part of a package that I'll call your Fiverr brand identity. There's a lot of different things stitched into it and rolled into this ball, but it's basically the public presence that you're presenting to the world before they ever get to interact with you. And it involves things like profile pictures and descriptions and little blurbs about you on your user page and your portfolio, but your username is one of the first things people will see. So even if you've already chosen it, even if you're not a big fan of it, even if you wish you could change it, then I would say embrace it for all it is. Make sure that just like big companies do when they're making commercials and projecting their marketing and a certain brand identity, that you're embracing your username to be as unique and interesting and memorable as you can be. No matter what it is, turn it into something memorable and embrace it in a way that allows you to build your brand identity on Fiverr, because that's what we're all doing. We're building businesses, and each one of these businesses has a small brand identity. I'll also say, this is kind of my last little nugget about usernames, that if you're early in your journey, maybe you've just started, maybe you haven't made a sale yet, maybe you've made a few sales, or you're still learning, there is still time for you to stop this train and change your username. You know, I actually did this when I first started Fiverr. The very first thing, you're going to laugh, and I bet this is still up there. We're going to check. We'll let you check if it's still on Fiverr. I had an account to start with called The Best Stuff. And this was before I had any clue what I was going to offer. I was just trying to do some templated stuff with the video, and it was all really lame. But the username was The Best Stuff, which was horrible. I'm glad I at least switched and went with something that was kind of my name, because that's a bit of an identity. But if you're early in the game, maybe you don't have any reviews yet, or you haven't really done much, there's still time for you to change it. And I would encourage you, if you're serious about this, maybe go back and change it. Be purposeful. Make sure that your username is descriptive, recognizable, and memorable, and it has something to do with your services or your name or whatever angle you want to take in marketing yourself. Make sure it relates. So don't be afraid to step back into that if you're early, because when you get to my point, 7, 8 years down the road, it's something you can't change. And even though my username is not exactly what I want it to be today, I've been able to make it work and grow a business through it. And I'll say that your username is probably not going to hold you back from being whatever level of seller you want, unless it's just horrible, like I create trash. That'd be a really bad username. So nobody use that one. But just make sure you embrace it for all it is. Make it a part of your Fiverr brand identity, because next week I want to talk about what's up with profile pictures on What's Up Wednesday. That's right. Profile pictures are a very important part of this brand identity, and we're going to talk about that next week. So thank you so much for joining me for this edition of What's Up Wednesday on a Thursday, right here on Fiverr Talks with your host, me, Joel Young. That's DJ Young on Fiverr. As always, I'm so glad that you're here. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up down below. It really helps the algorithm, helps us to grow. And if you're not already, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell right next to it so you're notified when I put out new videos. New videos every single week. And if you want exclusive videos, if you want to be a part of the Fiverr Talks Insiders Club, it's fire, over on Patreon. That's patreon.com/DJYoung. Exclusive videos only posted on Fiverr every single week, and when you join, you get access to all the past conversations and videos. You can converse with me via written text over the World Wide Web. We can talk about your questions, and I'll be your virtual mentor through these videos. So check it out if you're interested. Patreon.com/DJYoung. And until next time, folks, keep doing, because the future favors the doers.